Alright, I got that paused. Hopefully y'all can hear me in the video. But yeah, I'm on my way to work. And today, I'm probably just going to have a short video as my very first video. But what I'm going to do is get rid of these eggs here. Get them hatched, especially that 10K. I'm so close. And also, hopefully I can get the other one started. That's my main thing right now. Fuck up. This here is a 3-time use hatcher, and I put it on a 2K. I so fucked up. But after that 2K, it's going on a 10K, and hopefully I'm gonna get that. Alright. Yeah, where I'm at, like, my route does not take me through a lot of Pokemon. I do hate that. Most of the Pokemon would be down in that direction towards downtown. But in a sense, yeah. Alright. Also, sorry if I'm not that very talkative. I'm not used to this, as I state, starting out. I even have a Twitch. You guys can go check that out. Xcream Games X. I have 2 Dead by Daylight videos up there. But also, I haven't been like streaming or anything for the last 4 months because I'm dealing with some issues involving my family, having my computer, and I had to go about paying like a whole thing of rent of my proportion wise to be able to get the computer access back for me, and now I could start streaming, doing recordings and all that again, and hopefully I'd have to probably get all this set up for the month. Sorry for all the background. I have to walk along a service road next to the highway. Yeah, dang. Sorry if I sound out of breath. I don't walk a lot. So, yeah. Obviously, I would not be driving. Hold it, Niantic. Y'all ever see this? I am the one true person who will actually walk out. You can even probably hear the background noise that this is all outside. Me walking. Niantic. I do like your idea of what you did with the 8-bits. Like, that is cool. Because I was actually born around the original Pokemon games that had these graphics. And it's like, oh my god. I was like so hyped. Also, I love the idea of your little research progress. I still had to spend 5 Pokestops to finish this off. Hopefully I can get more. Like, I can't really get across there due to highway, and I have a fence with barbed wire on it. But yeah, I do love, I love this game. And all you people haters out there involving me being Instinct, I chose this due to logic. I went with the one legend, I know back in the original, I had Leaf Green, and the whole ordeal was, in that game, I got to the legendary birds, but once I caught Zapdos, I could not get the other 2. Once I captured Zapdos, the other 2 disappeared. So I am actually being logical and picking the team of the legendary bird that I own. If I had all 3, yeah, I would go about picking freely out of that. But due to I only had 1 legendary bird, I went with that. Don't get me wrong. I do like red, but also the yellow does look nice when you customize and all that. It is comfortable. I don't wear a lot of yellow. Most of my clothing choices are black. So in a sense, but I am no Team Rocket. If they came out with some decent like black shirts, black clothing, a lot of it, like I would oh, here we go. Hey, what do we have in? Oh my god. I do not have a lot of these, so this is great for me. And now I can evolve. Okay, that is good. And here comes the others. Tentacool. Okay. I already have Tentacool, so it's like, yeah. Now, Duque. Let's go. Poochyena. Yes. I approve of Poochyena here. Like, I love, like, the dog ones. Also, my sister. Alright. Incubate. And this one. And you. And the one. Yeah, I don't have lots of money. So, in a sense, I have not really paid any money in this game. But also, this is a new phone for me still, so I was like, when I first started, holy cow, my phone could not withstand it at all, but I still did most of it. And I want to say, last year, no, 2 years ago, in August, with the Halloween event, is when I, like around there, I started. One major thing I did hate is because I had a Gengar spawn and a Marowak. Both those got away from me. Then when I moved out to where I am now, I saw an outline of a Charizard, but yeah, I could not find it at all. I do feel like, in a sense, like that's nice, but the ones that like don't have those rest spots, they need to go about like telling you how close you are to this set of Pokemon again. Like, no joke. I would like it just to have numbers, not the footprints, because that was so confusing. I could not tell if I was getting close or not. It's hard to tell. Even the latest one, it isn't all that good. The only way that I could tell where it is once it disappears. After I've walked so far, then I go walk back. There it is, and then I slowly start to narrow down where the sucker is. But that is difficult because of a lot of like debris and stuff where you can't go or walk through. I also have some other games on my phone here. Yeah, I am the only, like, Trainer Tips is amazing. Mystic is amazing. Reversal is amazing. Like, oh my god. Even my nephew likes watching them. But lately, since, like, no one's really been active doing Pokemon Go in the house, he really hasn't watched anything. As like when I wasn't having Pokemon Go or anything, I wasn't really watching anything because it was frustrating me because I did not have a good phone to support this game long enough. Like my old phone, I couldn't even do raids. So in a sense, when the legendary birds were out, I could not, for the love of me, enter for the Articuno. And I would love to have had Articuno, like at least a legendary Pokemon. But now, it is bothersome, like there's not that really many people. Like you do these like huge public events all over the world and all that. I'm sure some people would love it just to have it in their neighborhood, their own backyard and all that. And also have you guys come out, take some questions and all that, hear some of the problems and firsthand, like why these people aren't playing as much or anything. Like, I know like a lot of people are still wanting like that trading system and that straight up just that battling each other, like battling your friends and all that. Like, that is amazing. I would love to have that. But also I am glad you guys did add in like that weather stuff. But also I do feel like a lot of the Pokemon, like, there's still people who are starting, like, who start in Gen 2, Gen 3, and due to that, like, the Gen 1 Pokemons aren't spawning as much, in my opinion. Like, they've decreased in numbers, whereas in a sense, if you're actually Pokemon hunting, you'd still see a lot of these Pokemon. Like, they do not just disappear. Like, the hordes of Pokemon that spawn would be unreal, but also still pretty accurate due to the fact that there's new Pokemon entering the region and all that. I am so sorry on how dry my voice sounds and also all this background. I would love to fix that, but god dang. But also, like, a lot of these Pokemon have started to like decrease and all that, and it's not that great. Like, there's people who are looking for certain Pokemon, yet they have a hard time finding them due to how less they are now spawning and all that. Like, Magikarps were a huge deal. I barely see any Magikarps anymore. Like, I barely see any more Charmanders, Squirtles, Bulbasaurs. Like, Bulbasaur still spawns like regularly, but like Squirtles and Charmanders don't spawn as much. The only time like a lot of these Pokemon tend to spawn are through events that have like increased spawning. But if you had that just like every single day, all day, a lot of people would probably come back. So that way they can actually be their true trainers and gotta catch them all. Like, there's so much out here. Like, where I live is actually pretty big, but yet there's barely any Pokemon unless you go to like heavy populated areas. So I feel like that is one down draw is due to that, like, a lot of people do have to go out and do all that. But also, like, what about those people that can't, like, heavy populated, let's just get this Natu, like populated areas, like they can't go to those, like kids and all that. So in a sense, it'd be great just to have it where like you have more increased spawns, more people show up in woods, like small towns and stuff. Like I know in the countrysides, like there is not a lot of Pokemon. Shit. That was a bad throw. Okay, there we go. But also, I do feel like it's one of those heavy, hardcore Pokemon fans that go about playing this game non-stop and all that. But also, it's like, dudes really aren't. They have no real interest in this at all. Dang. But also, I do feel like if you go about like doing a lot more, getting this stuff set up, like a lot of these people come back to this. Like, no joke, I have probably seen less people playing where I'm from, whereas when I was somewhat like, when it was still like Gen 1 and all that, they were still playing. Like, I even saw where some people would go about, but now it's like, now it's Gen 3 and it's like halfway over and all that. I feel like Gen 4 maybe is going to be coming in the summer probably, and once that probably happens, there's actually going to be less people. But like when Gen 1 was still around and Gen 2 where there wasn't that many Pokemon, then like you had to catch, but they did spawn a lot, there was a lot of people out. And due to that, I even saw that, like when I go to like certain areas where there's Pokestops, gyms and all that, I even encountered like some people on their phones, in their cars, noticing that they were playing Pokemon Go. I'm not seeing that anymore that much. I'm not, but also due to the fact that I am working, I do not have a lot of time to go about doing all this. But also, like, I do feel like if you went back towards the roots when you first started with all these Pokemon spawning, like more Pokemon spawning is great, especially in the less populated areas, because if you have them in the less populated areas, a lot of people would actually go about like going and hunting for Pokemon compared to having to always go to a heavy populated area to go and Poke hunt. So due to that fact, I do feel like we are lacking, like less people are playing the game and all that, due to the fact that they don't want to have to go to an area just to go about catch a Pokemon. And like they don't have to like go like 100% like to a different area in the state or something to catch more Pokemon out of it. And with that feeling, I agree with them. I am on foot almost every day. So in the sense, like, I do not have fast transportation. I would not want to have to walk all the way to like downtown, like Oklahoma City, just to go and catch Pokemon. I really want it. I would love to see like more Pokemon just like spawn in. Like you have this, but yet it's not much. Like there's not a lot of wild sightings. You always have to go to the Pokestops for Pokemon, but also it's very little Pokemon that are there. Like usually in this huge like parking lot area, like especially like right there's like probably like 5-10 Pokemon that tend to spawn there, but I haven't checked that in a while. But last time I had like 5 Pokemon spawn there, one with Ralts, and I'm like, okay, that's nice, but like where's all the other Pokemon that could be possibly great? Like there's a lot when you have those like dark like the black outlines of the Pokemon that you don't catch, but they don't show up as like this. They always show up as like nearby, like in the wild. And due to that, it's like it's hard to tell where to start to look for the Pokemon. So I feel like if you give a better tracking system for the Pokemon in the wild, it'd be great. Because I know in the Pokemon games, like you caught a certain Pokemon or you like were close, like they would still be in the area where you have caught them. Or if you caught them, you just opened up your map and you selected, well, Pokedex, select that Pokemon and bring up your map and it'd show you all the places where it would spawn. So in a sense, like, that would be great if you added that into it too, and have a map system that isn't like this, but like you can like have a map of your region or so and be like, okay, where does this Pokemon spawn where I live? So with that, it's like, it is so great. I would love to play it still. Like, I feel like there's so much that can still be done to help people join, have more fun, like easy to find some Pokemon. Like, if you've already caught a certain Pokemon, it's hard to find any others because you have no idea where they really spawn. So it's like, if you just, okay, open this up, Pokédex, here we go. Okay, here's Charmeleon. I would love to see how many, like, where Charmeleon or truck driving by, or Charmanders, like, where they spawn in the state or so where I live. Like, look, I'm only missing like Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard, which I love Charizard. I always picked them back in the original setup. I always picked Charizard because I remember when I was real little, I always defeated the Elite Four of the Pokemon games due to Charizard. Like, there's still all these unknown Pokemon in my Pokédex. Like, I don't see like any real Machoke spawning, Geodudes, wherever the heck this is supposed to be. I don't see a lot of Grimer. I only got lucky finding one Grimer once. And also, there's not a lot of Cubones. There's still a lot of Pokemon that don't spawn that I have had to hatch. Like Electabuzz, I would love to catch. Like, I got rare on like Kabuto when I was first starting that I caught. Like, there's still a lot of Pokemon out there, but yet they are rarely spawning. Oh, I gotta run here. Woo. Alright, I'm done here. I'm almost close to my work. That Pokestop is where my work is at. And I'm basically gonna be like probably 45 minutes early or so. But probably when I hit there, I'm going to end the video. Yeah, I'm like having to cross goddamn bridge over the highway. So that's why there's like a lot of wind. Sorry you can barely hear me at this moment. I live in the most windiest state there is. But also, if there are any more Pokemon Go players out there that live in Oklahoma and close to more, do let me know. I would love to like team up, hang up with you guys, like get to know you guys. Like, I'm so sick of like, there's not really any Pokemon that tend to spawn. A lot of Pokemon that tend to spawn are more towards up in that direction, towards downtown, Oklahoma City and all that. Like, there's more Pokemon that spawn there. Also, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you love this video and all that. And do let me know like what team you go about, like who you're with. I really don't care about the team system that much. I really don't. Like, I wish there was still the option where you could just be like, you could just be a solo person and just end up like just building a team of your own, of people who do not choose to be on a team and all that. Because I'm sure like that would also be great, because you have those solo Pokemon players. Like, see, all this time, only 2 Pokemon have spawned for me. I already have an Alakazam. I got that earlier. Boss, like his moveset, he had Psycho, and then Focus Blast. Focus Blast would be great to add into, but that's only when the weather system is like benefiting like fighting type moves and Pokemon. Like, there's barely any Pokemon now spawning or even hatching from eggs that you're wanting. So yeah, that is like a huge bothersome. I do hate that. Like, I would love your guys' thoughts on what they could do to go about improving that. Like, even those ones that have quit, if you guys see this, leave a comment stating like why and what they could do to go about making it where you would play again. Like, no joke. Like, one major thing a lot of people were hyped about, even at the end of last year, they were still we still want the player versus player system and the trading system, because that trading system would help out so greatly on getting the Pokemon that you need. Like, I could go about trading some Pokemon with my sister and my brother, so that way I can at least add them into my Pokédex and then just trade back, just so I can have stuff. Because of how rare it is to find any of these, I do hate having to try and hunt down like over probably like 7, actually not even 7, probably like over 15 miles or so, just to get a certain Pokemon that I want. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do that raid. Also, the rating system, it would be great to see like a thing stating like involving like the gyms, the raids. Like, okay, one thing is like you don't know if anyone's there going to do the raid or anything, but like showing an indicator of like how many actual players are close in proximity of that raid, it can literally help out, let you know like, oh cool, I can go about help like joining this raid and doing all this. Oh shit, I don't want my hat to fly away. Like, look, way down there. I cannot go get that. Actually, I possibly could, but I don't know if I would want to or not. Like, I do like how people are doing stuff. Like, look, that's a legendary raid right there. But yeah, it doesn't state anything on how many people are there or anything. Like, that would be great. Because where I live, like, there's less people playing, all that. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. It's just, I'm just somewhat going off like the top of my head. I have no scripts or anything. Like, that Pokemon right there, I would love to have. Like, I have Castform, I do. I have like Sunny. I want all of them in a sense, because that's great. Sorry if I'm not being that talkative right now. I'm trying to focus, involving like the road and all that, so I don't get again focusing. I do feel like they did change. Like, I was used to how Pokemon were so far away, I could get the Pokeballs towards them. But now that they're like slightly closer, it is harder and all that. Oh my god. He's not used to this yet. Like another, like there's not that many Pokemon. Like 4 Pokemon, 5. And again, as I state, getting closer to more populated areas where a lot of people would be. Neighborhoods and all that, there's barely any. Like just from my, I get like 2 Pokemon. That's it. And there we go. Caught the Abra. I was about to say Pidgey for a minute. Well, actually, no. I was about to think it was Pidgey, and I was just like, no, that's not right. 6. The closer we get down this road, the more Pokemon tend to spawn. I do think that is a little wrong. That they're just making it where you have to go to these heavy populated areas to go Pokehunt. Whereas like a lot of people don't have that luxury. They don't have that time or the transportation to do so. So that does infuriate me, like, because my sister tends to go, like she has to go to Oklahoma City to go to her work and all that. But due to that, she can somewhat like on her way there or on her way back at any point could open up Pokemon Go and find more Pokemon and Pokemon that I have yet to catch out there in Oklahoma City. Alright, let's see what we got. A Survivor here. Oh, Survivor playing. I haven't visited. Oh my god. Well, that's kind of hard. I have visited a lot of the Pokestops out here. The only actual ones are more towards like here and like probably over there. Hopefully the Survivor like spawns back up. I may head to that so I could go see if I can get that Pokemon. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut it here. See ya.